Ask the Doctor with Michael Lange begins in 60 seconds. Ask the Doctor with Michael Lange begins in 30 seconds. Ask the Doctor with Michael Lange begins in 10 seconds.
When it comes to your health, are you seeing the check engine light come on more than normal? It's time to get under the hood. It's time for Ask the Doctor with Dr. Michael Lange. Sponsored by Lange Eye Institute and Fortifeye Vitamins. Dr. Lange is a board-certified optometric physician and certified nutrition specialist, helping people see and feel better through proper nutrition for 25 years. The doctor is in. Call now with your questions at 877-969-8600. That's 877-969-8600. Here's your host, Dr. Michael Lange.
Okay, good morning and welcome to Ask the Doctor. I am your host, Dr. Michael Lange of the Lange Eye Institute in the Villages, Florida, and Fortifeye Vitamins. So if you've got a question regarding your vision or eye care, remember I've been hosting Ask the Doctor since April of 1993, nonstop. A lot of you in the Bay Area used to pick me up when I had a drive time show called Ask the Doctor Monday through Saturday, and then they played it again on Sunday at 2 o'clock. So for many years, I was on the radio every single day during the drive time. But now I'm here Saturdays and Sundays, and for a couple hours, you can pick this show up if you're in the Bay Area. Afterwards, you can pick me up on a variety of radio stations. I can't think of the numbers on the Tampa Bay market after the show from 10 to 11, and I'll figure out those channels in a few minutes. So they're going to bring those to me. Phone lines are open, 1-877-969-8600, 1-877-969-8600. We're broadcasting throughout the country, live video streaming all over the world via different social medias. A lot of you are watching me. I got the screens up in front. A lot of you chiming in and waving and stuff like that on a multitude of social media. So I want to welcome everybody to Ask the Doctor. Oh, the stations that you can pick me up on are after this for the next hour, if you're in the Bay Area, are 570 a.m. and 910 a.m. That's Faith Talk. 570 a.m. and 510 a.m. From 10 to 11 here in the Tampa Bay area. Also tomorrow, you can pick me up 9:30 a.m. Sarasota, 9:30 a.m. Sarasota at 11 o'clock tomorrow. All right, I want to welcome our newest station, and that's in Little Rock, Arkansas. I want to welcome all the Arkansonians to Ask the Doctor. So remember, this show is dedicated to you, the listener, so no matter how simple or complicated your questions are, it's a live call-in show. We talk about nutrition for your visual system, for your eyes. We talk about nutrition for your entire body. We talk about ways to slow down the aging in the body. We talk about ways to build muscle strength and endurance. We talk about ways to improve digestion, reduce bloating, lose weight. Remember, last week, the show was all about the number one thing that you can do to improve overall health. The number one thing you can do to improve overall health. And Doc Hall and I talked about it, and that's getting down to your ideal body weight. If you're overweight, you got to lose weight. That's good for everything: diabetes, hypertension. It's good for macular degeneration, dry eye, glaucoma. It's not only good for your eyes, it's good for your entire body. So I just wanted to kind of recap on that. Weight loss is very important. And remember, I'm going to go through really quick before we talk to Doc Hall. Just recap what we talked about last week. Weight loss is very important. There's some things that you can do to help weight loss. Believe it or not, 7 hours of sleep. 33% more fat loss in studies if you get 7 hours of sleep. A lot of you can't sleep. Get off the television, the computer, the iPhone, 3 hours before bedtime. You will sleep a lot better. The blue light, especially from the iPhone, is really detrimental to your sleep. It stops melatonin production. You don't sleep worth a hoot. Eat a handful or two of sprouted pumpkin seeds. They got to be sprouted. You can buy them in the bag sprouted. That will help you sleep dramatically. Trust me. And all you men out, it's great for your prostate. Drink more water. Take an enzyme and probiotics. Whey protein is high in CLA, helps you lose weight. Take a couple of teaspoons of organic extra virgin coconut oil. Believe it or not, studies indicate it helps you lose belly fat. 10,000 steps a day at a minimum. If you got 8,000, it's time for bed. You got to get 2,000 more steps in, walk around the block. Stop the booze at night. No whiskey sours, no martinis at night right before bed, no wine. That's going to put a damper on some people, but if you want to lose weight, you got to do that. Smaller portions. Go to the Lange survival diet. Google that. Lange survival diet. We've got a lot of recipes that we worked on there. The Lange survival diet will help you take weight off quickly. And then the Fortifeye healthy weight loss bundle. You can get it at fortifeye.com. That goes over everything in detail that I just did. It tells you how to lose weight. It gives you recipes and everything. Go to Fortifeye healthy weight loss bundle at fortifeye.com. Also, get some sunshine. Believe it or not, vitamin D. If you're vitamin D deficient, you're more overweight. If you have a good tan, you look less fat, right? And you feel better. All right, we're going to introduce Doc Hall. Doc Hall, No Newbie to Talk Radio, my co-host. Good morning, Doc. What do we have on the slate for the talk show today? Doc, good morning. Oh, is that Bob? Who I got on? Who is this?
This is Doc.
Hey, Doc. What do we have on? What do we have on the agenda today?
Well, I can be confused for Bob. That's okay. Bob's a good guy, so that's okay. Just wanted to wish everybody a happy Saturday. Beautiful day here in Central Florida, and we're going to have a jam-packed show as usual today. We're so glad that everyone's with us today, and you're taking this hour or two to listen in with us. Learn a few things along the way, have a little bit of fun, and have that second cup of tea or coffee, and just relax for a little bit. Unless you're driving down the freeway, then that's a whole different other thing. We want you to have a fantastic day, and that's up to you. And I want to just say just a minute about that. That's up to you. If there's changes that you need to make in your life and some decisions to be made, when do you make all that? When do you make those changes? When should you start that new exercise program? When should you start your new diet? When should you clean out those cupboards and get rid of all the junk food and stuff? Today's the day. Don't wait. Don't wait for that big number there. Well, I'm going to wait till the kids go back to school, or I start my new job, or I'm going to wait for the holidays. I hear that all the time. Well, after I get over the holidays, Doc, I'm really going to clamp down and really get into my diet and like that. No. Let's start today, folks. Even if it's baby steps today, let's take a little step in that direction. Dr. Lange, as you know, you and I have been in the lab a lot this week, doing a lot of research and on new products, and also just on general information that we've been culling the whole week. And I know you've done some big research on omega-3s and found out lots of new things that you wanted to talk about today. And I'm going to talk a little bit about breakfast, the importance of breakfast, and it's kind of a stumbling block for some people. And they're not breakfast eaters, so what do? And so we're going to go into that a little bit. And I want to wish my mom a happy birthday. Today is her birthday, and I'll see you in a little bit, Mom. And back to you, Dr. Lange. Let's have a great show.
Awesome. Thank you. Yes, and Mom, happy birthday from Dr. Lange, too, and all your fans that know you're listening. So I want to just, before we take the first call, I just want to mention something. I got a lot of questions regarding omega-3 recently from doctors, from patients, from listeners and social media. Omega-3, I always tell people, is one of the best things you can do. If you only took one supplement, omega-3 is very important, but it's got to be in the right form, the triglyceride form. To be very technical, it's called the re-esterified triglyceride form. Folks, the majority of omega-3 you buy over the counter and all prescription omega-3 is the ethyl ester molecule. That means it has ethanol attached to the backbone. And the way you can test your fish oil to see if it has ethanol in it, squeeze it in a styrofoam cup. It'll have a reaction to the styrofoam and it'll rot a hole through the styrofoam cup. That tells you it's the ethyl ester molecule. My personal opinion is not to take that, okay? Because it can cause gastric distress. So what they do, they enteric coat it. It's a cloudy capsule. It's not a clear capsule, so it dissolves in your small intestine instead of your stomach, so it minimizes any of that gastric distress, that burp back of nasty fish taste. With our Fortifeye Super Omega or our Fortifeye Super Omega Max, that will not happen. It's very good tasting. It absorbs very well. It's a very slippery pill. It's easy to swallow. For those of you that can't swallow big gel caps, it's chewable. You bite into it, squirts in your mouth. It's actually a very pleasant lemon flavor. But there's some recent hoopla out there, some recent research negativity. And I got to remember, these omega-3 studies were sponsored by Big Pharma, okay? And so there were some studies out there recently that looked at 4 different studies showing that high dosages of omega-3. Remember, our Super Omega is 1,600 milligrams of omega-3, and our Super Omega Max is 2,400 milligrams of omega-3. Well, in the studies, the 2 studies that were using pharmaceutical prescription fish oil, all right, one was Enova or Epanova, and the other was, I can't even think of the name on this, the one with all EPA in it. Well, both of those studies were using 4 grams. That's 4,000 milligrams, okay? That's a lot more than I've ever recommended to any of you guys and gals. Well, the study showed that it increased your risk of atrial fibrillation. It did decrease triglycerides and decrease the risks of things like heart attacks, but your risk of atrial fibrillation went up significantly. Now, none of us want AFib. That's where your heart starts beating very rapidly and very irregularly. It's a very bizarre feeling. So when you have atrial fibrillation, it increases your risk of a stroke and therefore death. So remember, more is not better. Do not take 4,000 milligrams unless prescribed by your doctor. So if you take 2 Fortifeye Super Omega, 2 Fortifeye Super Omega Max, you get all the health benefits, the heart health, the brain health, the dry eye health, the improved circulation, the skin health, the joint health, all the benefits. Even it helps with depression. If you take 2 a day of ours or even 1 a day, you're in that safe zone. So you get the health benefits without potential negative benefits. So remember, do not take 4,000 milligrams of fish oil unless prescribed by your doctor. Same thing with vitamin D. Remember, if you're vitamin D deficient, you're more prone to have atrial fibrillation. If you take too much vitamin D, you're also more prone to have atrial fibrillation. So remember, there's a fine line between enough and too much. All right, we're going to open up the phone lines, then we're going to take the first call. 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600. All right, let's go to the phones. Bob, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, doctors. It's a pleasant morning to you, and my best wishes to Tall's on her birthday. So I was really delighted to hear you lead in this morning, because my question was going to be, what I cut my teeth on when I first found you, Dr. Lange, on the radio was omega-3. With another article this morning, and I'm always drawn to them because like I said, that was the first thing that got my attention many years ago now. But again, the importance of omega-3 and its effect. The reason why we take omega-3 is to counteract the overabundance of omega-6 in the American diet. And I remember talking with you at length years ago over the radio and privately about the effects of omega-3 and how important it is to counteract that omega-6 level.
Yeah, it is crucial, because the typical American diet is a pro-inflammatory diet, Bob. I mean, most of us are eating too much fast food, too much junk food, too much food that's overly processed, okay? We're not on a typical diet that is all organic, paleo, gluten-free, kind of like the Lange survival diet, okay? And so a lot of us have significant bloating, tenderness in the abdomen, belching, and gas, and all this from the foods that we're eating. And so it's very important for us to do something that can lower these problems and lower inflammation in our body from the typical pro-inflammatory American diet, right? And so one of the simplest things, that's why I always preach, if you only did one thing, taking a good omega-3 fish oil is the way to go, because omega-3 is anti-inflammatory. And when you take omega-3, even if you don't adjust your diet, you're still eating that garbage diet. As long as you're adding something like Fortifeye Super Omega or Fortifeye Super Omega-3 Max, and I like the Max for people that weigh over 200 pounds or people that are really eating a poor diet, okay? So as long as we're adding that omega-3, it helps lower inflammatory markers in the body. And we've proven this with studies. And actually, you were involved in a study over 10 years ago, an omega index study, Bob. Well, we proved that 2 per day of Fortifeye Super Omega brought your omega index into the heart health zone. Everybody less than 250 pounds, 2 per day of our Fortifeye Super Omega got everybody into the omega index heart healthy zone. And also our C-reactive protein, tumor necrosis factor, arachidonic acid, these inflammatory markers actually came down, all right? Series 2 prostaglandins. So it helped lower inflammation. Remember, aging is really a culmination of many things, but inflammation is one of the root causes. Oxidation also. So the proper antioxidants, the proper foods, the proper diet will help, and the omega-3 helps lower inflammation. There's other things you can do to help lower inflammation as well, but if you only took one supplement, once again, Fortifeye Super Omega. But the gist of this story today, Bob, is don't overdo it. More is not better. Got it?
Got it. Thanks again, doctor. Talk to you next week.
All right, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
Bye-bye.
All right. Let's see. We've got Alpha in Tampa. Alpha,
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning, doctor.
How are you?
What I'd like to talk to you about, if you could give me any information on this Zen operation. I have glaucoma, and they say it's getting worse, and they recommended this Zen operation. And I do take 4 of your products. I started a month ago when they said my figures were 19, and in 5 weeks, my figures are 10 now. And they still want to do the operation. And I do take your fish oil, your black currant, and your focus,
Right.
and your advanced nutrition.
Right.
But I just can't seem to get myself wrapped around this Zen operation.
Sure. So your pressure is 10 now. It went from 19 to 10, and they still want to go into surgery?
Yes. And they say that I have glaucoma that's getting worse
Right.
with thin lenses.
Right. So, without seeing you, it's hard to tell. When surgery is recommended is when topical drops, okay, oral medication or topical drops, and I don't like oral meds for glaucoma because it can be toxic to other organs in the body. So when you're using topical drops, and either A, you're using too many topical drops and it's too expensive. B, the topical drops cause some cross sensitivities, cause your eyes to be red and irritated or blurred vision, or cause other systemic health problems, because medications aren't without inherent risks. They can slow down your heart rate. They can speed up your heart rate. They can slow down your respiratory rate. So there's a lot of things that glaucoma medications can cause potential problems depending on which one it is. So when we get to the point where either the drugs are causing a problem or they're too expensive or they're not controlling the pressure adequately, okay? Maybe you're having some fluctuation in your pressure. Maybe sometimes it's 19, sometimes it's 10, sometimes it's in between. So it's bouncing around a little bit too much. And so depending on the health of your optic nerve, if you have a cup to disc ratio that's very large, okay, like a 0.8 or 9 or 9.5, and your visual fields aren't perfect, and your nerve fiber layer via OCT testing shows that you have progressive nerve fiber layer thinning, even though you're on topical medications, then yes, then maybe surgical intervention is a necessity. But if your pressure's staying at 10, and let's say you have normal thickness in your corneas, and maybe you don't, but I'm at a little bit of disadvantage because I don't know your whole history. And remember, Alpha, there's nothing wrong with second opinions, okay?
Well, I did get one.
Mm-hmm.
I went to Tarpon for one, and he was in agreement that I should have the operation.
Well, good. How old are you?
88.
All right. And are you pretty healthy otherwise?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So once again, I mean, I think these ophthalmologists probably have your visual interests at stake. And if you've got two docs saying the same thing and they're from two different offices, not a second opinion in the same office, then I would probably say pick the one you like the best and go for it. Okay. These type of procedures are very safe, and a competent glaucoma specialist, very safe, and they're trying to preserve your vision. So you must have some fluctuation in your vision. Your vision must not be staying at the point where it should be. We got to preserve. I mean, if you're 88 years old, you got another 20 years ahead of you. So you don't want to be blind for any of those years.
Right.
All right.
So, okay. It's just such a big jump to get, to feel that you have to go for an eye operation.
Well, because
when I read about the Zen, there's so many side effects.
Yeah, it's scary to have any type of eye surgery, and surgery is not without complications. I mean, you could just talk with your doctor, sit down and talk with this doctor and say, look, I'm not a spring chicken anymore. I'm a little bit nervous about this. Do we really have to have the procedure, or can we monitor my pressure a little bit more carefully? Is that an option? And see what they say. Okay.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right, and keep me posted.
All right.
Keep me posted.
Yes. Thank you, doctor.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. All right, we got a few more people on hold. Doc Hall and I were talking last night about what we were going to talk about today, and Doc and I agreed that most of our listeners out there do not eat enough organically grown fruits and vegetables. And studies indicate those populations that consume the most organically grown fruits and vegetables are the healthiest populations. But the problem is, and Doc mentioned this on the right way in this morning, a lot of you are making smoothies and putting apples and grapes and cantaloupe and watermelon and blueberries and strawberries, thinking it's really good for you, but you're getting an excess amount of sugar and calories, and you wonder why you're not losing weight. So we developed a product called Fortifeye Organic Blue-Green Superfood. And the Fortifeye Organic Blue-Green Superfood is pretty amazing. It only has 25 calories, all right? And it has 16 different superfoods: pineapple, spirulina, wheatgrass juice, barley grass juice, blueberry, kale, broccoli, 6 adaptogenic mushrooms, strawberries, peppermint leaf, cinnamon, probiotics and enzymes, all in one scoop. It's delicious. It's berry flavored. It's delicious. Doesn't have any earthy taste to it. It's gluten-free, all certified organic, FODMAP free. That means people with IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, can take it. And there is no proprietary blend, and there's no added fiber. The blends are a big problem. When you get a greens formula, make sure it tells you exactly what's in it, and also not a proprietary blend, and make sure it says it's certified organic, because a lot of fruits and vegetables have a lot of pesticide. Then they concentrate it in a superfood, and then you're getting those pesticides. So look for labels, say gluten-free, certified organic, FODMAP free, and no blends. You want to know exactly what's in it. Isn't that the truth, Doc?
Absolutely. I always tell this little story, Dr. Lange. A few months ago, a doctor referral to me, and one of his patients, just all of a sudden, his blood sugar levels just skyrocketed and went off the chart. And he says, Doc, I checked them all out and checked all the vitals and everything I needed to check. And he says, I just can't, pinpoint this. Can you talk to him? So I did. And he came in and I said, first thing we're going to do is talk about your diet, your nutrition. And this person said, Doc, I've got it nailed. He says, it's perfect. And so the more I dove into it with him, he was drinking 3 or 4 smoothies a day. And they were just packed. And it was not so much on the veggies, but more fruit. And fruit, folks, basically are, besides the nutrition part of it, the nutrients in there, the vitamins and minerals and all like that, they are super dense with calories and with sugar. And you have to remember that. Dr. Lange and I are all about you eating your fruits and veggies. We love for you to do that. But, and I always hate little cliches and things, but, the old saying of in moderation is best. And this certainly plays with this one. But, if you're trying to cut back in your weight, if you're trying to watch those sugar calories in your body, if you're pre-diabetic or diabetic and you have to monitor these things, of course, we want you to eat breakfast. Dr. Lange and I know the importance of breakfast. You're breaking a fast from the last 12 to 16 hours while you were sleeping. So it's real important, that first meal of the day. A lot of people can't drink or eat a meal a day. I can't. I'll be honest with you. I can't sit down, make myself sit down and eat because I want to be out the door, into the lab, into the office, or what I'm doing that day. And so I just don't take the time for it. But I know the importance. So what do? I use our superfoods. And I also mix those with a 1 scoop of our protein. And it worked great for me in the morning. And that's what it does for you. We're looking at minimal calories for our superfood. They run about 25 calories, but there's 16 fruits and veggies in there, folks. And you couldn't possibly eat all of those. And if you did, you're getting way too many calories and you're getting way too much sugar. So the best thing to do is honestly our superfoods. Dr. Lange and I were talking about it on the way in this morning, that the taste of the superfoods is excellent. And I'm funny about taste. I mean, the taste has to be right for me. And the superfoods certainly are. We revised it just a little bit ago, but we didn't change the taste because that was spot on. That was right on the money. And we changed a couple of the ingredients. We upgraded it, and folks are saying that it's even better than ever. So that's the easiest way for you to get your fruits and veggies without all the calories, without all the sugar. And back to you, Dr. Lange.
Thanks, Doc. And remember, not to brag, but we are bragging about our Fortifeye Organic Blue Green Superfood. It's all whole foods. It's all natural. Remember, certified organic, FODMAP free, so IBS people can take it. There's no soluble and no insoluble fiber in it. Look at your superfood or your greens that you're taking. They add acacia fiber, flax fiber, oat bran. That's an insoluble and soluble fiber. It binds to many antioxidants and minerals, and you don't get the absorption. But it makes you look like you're getting more bang for the buck because it's a bigger container and a bigger scoop. Fiber's almost free, so they want to give that stuff away. You shouldn't have added fiber in your superfood because you don't want to block the absorption of those nutrients. All right, we're going back to the phones. We've got Helen in Indian Rock. She's been waiting patiently. Helen, good morning. Thanks for holding.
Oh, okay. I just had 2 quick questions. You made a statement a couple of weeks ago when I was listening to you. And it interested me because it's what I eat every night to keep my weight down, is a salad. And you said not to put carrots and green peppers and stuff with lettuce. Or I eat spinach, organic spinach. And so you're not supposed to eat those together.
Right. I said don't eat carrots or sweet potatoes with anything that's dark green and leafy, right? Because dark green leafy is very high in something called lutein. All right, orange bell peppers are very high in zeaxanthin, and wild Alaskan salmon is high in astaxanthin. Those are 3 carotenoids in the xanthophyll family under beta carotenes or under carotenoids. So lutein, zeaxanthin, and astaxanthin are blocked. The absorption is blocked by beta carotene, okay? So beta carotene binds to binding sites on these xanthophylls and keeps them from ever absorbing into your bloodstream. So you can eat carrots, you can eat sweet potatoes, not at the same time as spinach or kale, orange bell peppers, or wild Alaskan salmon. So if you're going to have a salad with spinach, just don't put the carrots in it, okay? Have the carrots with your eggs in the morning instead.
What about green pepper? Can I put that in there? And avocado and tomatoes?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Just don't put carrots or sweet potatoes. That's the only thing I don't want. And nobody puts sweet potatoes in their salad anyway. So just don't put carrots in your salad. Don't juice. A lot of people juice carrots, spinach, and kale together. You know, when you juice, just juice all the greens together. Don't put the carrots in with juice. If you want to have carrots by itself, you know, carrots and apples, that's fine. But remember, that's a lot of sugar too.
Okay. The other question is, I have glaucoma, and the doctor has me on, been on a lot of different medications over the years, but now I've been on dioptan, and it is so drying to it makes my eyes so dry. So I use your drops. I go to McMullen Booth and buy your drops. But what I'm asking is, I'm getting ready. I go to St. Luke's. I'm getting ready to go back. And what do you suggest? What glaucoma medication would you suggest?
Well, it all depends. And once again, you're not my patient, but I mean, one of the simplest drops out there that's covered by most insurances that works well is called latanoprost. Okay, so latanoprost is a very good prostaglandin analog. It works very good. There are some other non-generic ones like Lumigan and Travatan and Rocklatan. Some other ones that may even be a little bit better, but they're much more pricey. They're much more expensive. So latanoprost is my go-to drop because it's very inexpensive and it works quite well. Some people will get a red eye from that, okay? But your doctor can actually, try something else. Oftentimes it's the preservative that's in the glaucoma drop that causes you to have more of a dry eye. So simply by changing it, and St. Luke's is a great place. I mean, they know what they're doing there. So they can give you a sample of something, a different one, and try it. But many glaucoma drops, new generation glaucoma drops, are just so crazy expensive. So we're trying to, keep the cost down and still be very good for you. Now, remember, cardiovascular exercise, weight management, vitamin C. Believe it or not, there's some studies that show that a product called mirtogenol, which is basically pine bark extract and bilberry, can actually lower the pressure in the eye as well. But I like cardiovascular exercise, 20 to 30 minutes, getting your heart rate over 100, all right, as long as you don't have heart and breathing problems, can bring the pressure down by as much as 30% naturally, okay?
They never tell you that at St. Luke's.
Well, that's why we got this talk show.
Well, you've been so helpful. Thank you so much.
All right. You take care, Helen. Bye-bye. All right. You're listening to Ask the Doctor. They'll call in to Ask the Doctors. Dr. Richard Hall and myself, Dr. Michael Lange. The phone number to give us a call is 1-877-969-8600. We're broadcasting all over the country. Little Rock, Arkansas, we're still waiting to hear from you guys and gals. 1-877-969-8600. Go to our website, fortifeye.com. I'm going to spell that. Fortifeye. Remember, I'm an eye doctor, so it's a play on words. Fortifeye.com. Fortifeye. Fortifeye.com. Check out all the stuff we talk about. Check out the Wellness Stacking Bundle. So today we've talked a little bit about good omega-3 and the organic blue-green superfood. You can buy them separately, but we have a bundle price. It's called Wellness Stacking Bundle. It's $50. Usually it's like $75. Plus you're getting free shipping. That nets it down to between 40 and 50% discount. It's crazy. So it's the organic blue-green superfood combined with the super omega-3 max, our number one omega-3, our most potent. It's called Wellness Stacking Bundle. It's only $50. Think about that at fortifeye.com. Also, I'm going to give you the phone number for Fortifeye Vitamins. It's 866-503-9746. You can call Arlene. She's there now. 866-503-9746. Remember, today around 11:30, I'll be at the Fortifeye Nutrition Center in Clearwater for an hour or two That's at Bayside Bridge Plaza, McMullen Booth Road in Clearwater, Fortifeye Nutrition Center. And Doc Hall is always at the Lange Nutrition Center in Ocala, Florida, Monday through Friday. It's right on State Road 200, directly across the street from the Paddock Mall. Only two-story building on State Road 200. Get in the elevator, go upstairs. You can't miss it. Doc Hall is a wealth of knowledge. He'll do free nutritional consultations. So Lange Nutrition Center, Ocala, Fortifeye Nutrition Center in Clearwater. I'll be there at o'clock today. We're going to see Steve in Clearwater now. Steve, thanks for holding. Good morning.
Yeah, a lot of prescription, and why they're on prescription, I don't know. But anyway, because why if it's a natural product, it shouldn't be on prescription. Anyway, a lot of them do not have both the DHA and the EPA.
Right.
And I would be very interested, and they sort of antagonize each other in terms of, not in a bad way like astaxanthin and beta carotene, but the more absorbed one is, the less the other. So they kind of have to be in balance. And I'm thinking that if in atrial fibrillation, they would increase the propagation of the signal through the heart, of the electrical signal. Mm-hmm. And if you just had one or not the other, you'd throw that off and make your heart too sensitive.
Interesting.
But if you had both of them, you in the membrane, it would stabilize it.
Well, so, you got a valid point there, and that could be the mechanism of action of why people that were taking this prescription fish oil in one of these studies had a 35% increase in atrial fibrillation.
This is what I'm thinking, because that's the mechanism by which those are so good for the brain and stuff is because of the propagation of the signal up through. It's an electrical thing. It's not like a blockage or something like that. But it would be interesting to see if those studies that you mentioned, if they just used if they just had the EPA or just had the DHA. I forgot which ones usually.
Well, Steve, in the studies, there were 4 studies. One was called the Reduce It study, and they used Versepa, and they showed a 35% increase in atrial fibrillation. And then they had the Strength study. I think it was done by Cleveland Clinic. The Strength study was actually a statin drug study combined with omega-3, and they used something called, I think it was Epanova, another prescription fish oil, that showed it was like a 65% increase in atrial fibrillation. Then they had 2 other studies, the Omni trials and the Vital trials, that had much lower amounts of fish oil. The Vital only had 840 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA, and the Omni trials had 1.8 grams, 930 milligrams of EPA, 660 grams of DHA. So they both had EPA and DHA and lower levels, not the 4,000 milligrams, had no incidence of atrial fibrillation, well, negligible incidence. So there's some validity there. You probably need to take it the way it's naturally occurring in the sea with EPA and DHA, but also lower levels. Remember, you don't take that 4,000 milligrams unless it's prescribed by your doctor.
Well, why? What is the logic of having it on prescription? I mean, it's when you could get this. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense. The point, whether a drug is allowed to be prescription or over the counter, is sort of a subjective. Is this too toxic for the public to deal with? And yeah, I never could understand that.
Money.
Well,
I hate to say it, but there's a lot of money to be made when you think about it. Some of these prescription fish oils, not to mention any names, I know one that's made in Norway. It's the same level as our Fortifeye Super Omega. My cost to make that would be about $3-4, and they're selling it for like $250. Okay, that's a huge markup. So, but remember, they're doing studies. They've got a lot of overhead. I mean, they got thousands of employees. They got a lot of, so they got to sell it for that. And then also, if the insurance companies are going to pay for it, why not? Why would they charge somebody $35 if the drug company is going to pay a heck of a lot more? So they probably figure out how much they're going to get reimbursed by the drug company and then the copay and see how much money they can make. And they push the envelope. It's sad because drugs are so expensive in this country.
Well, you know what they say, when you mix medicine and politics, what do you get? Politics. Okay. Thanks a lot.
All right, Steve.
God bless you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right,
Dr. Lang?
we're really loading up. Yes, sir, Dr. Hall.
I just want to make a quick comment here. And going back to our weight management research that you and I have been involved in, I know when you come up to my office, you always look at my chart on the wall, and it's a gradual, like a step chart. And what it shows is for every 5 pounds, if you're overweight and you're trying to do a weight management type thing for yourself, for every 5 pounds that you lose, it's amazing the effects it has on your body. If you're having problems with your feet and you're overweight, there's your cause. Okay. I see people all the time, joint, knee, hip, even wrist and elbows ache all the time. Dr. Hall, what am I going to do? Well, the first thing we got to do is get some of that weight off of you. Of course, it goes without saying, diabetes, cholesterol, even sleep. They're all affected by just that added weight. And so when you look at the totality of your weight and you say, oh my goodness, I have to lose 150 pounds, and it's a little bit overwhelming. You know what I tell people? 1 pound at a time, baby steps. Let's go for 1 pound at a time. And then we'll celebrate when you hit 5 pounds. Then we'll go for the next pound, and we'll celebrate when you've lost 10 pounds. But folks, you have to do that. You have to get this weight under control. I did a study one time on myself, and the impact when I run, the impact on my knees and my body structure and like that, and it's just incredible what the stress of the weight and like that does to your body. When I was a bodybuilder and competed and like that, I competed in at 250, 260 pounds. And now I'm down to under 200, and I feel great. And I still have the muscles. I still have all that stuff. And not a brag or anything, but I keep in shape. But the big thing is I don't do it for the ego or for the look or that kind of thing. I mean, those are just added little things to it. But I do it for my health, my general health. I want the muscle because the muscle is good. The muscle is positive. Body fat and overabundance of body fat is not so good. So folks, just do that for me. Those little baby steps, and you will see a difference, I promise you. By the way, you can call me with any questions. I install a hotline, comes right to my desk in Ocala. It's 352-353-2206. 352-353-2206. That comes direct to me. When that phone is answered, it's me on the other end. So no matter what little question you might have, it's not little. If it's in your mind, it's not a little question. I hopefully I'll know the answer. If I don't know the answer, I'll find out for you. But give me a call and let's work on that weight. And today's the best day to start that.
Amen to that, brother. I agree. All right. Phone lines are open. 1-877-969-8600. That's 1-877-969-8600. Remember, you can see me at the Lange Institute in the Villages, Florida. Also, Dr. Chris Costello, Dr. Lori Caputi, amazing eye doctors at the Lange Institute in the Villages. So all of you in Ocala that used to see me in the Ocala office before I sold it, and in Gainesville and in Tampa and in Clearwater, just a hop, skip, and a jump to the Lange Institute in the Villages, Florida. You can learn more at drmichaellange.com, simply drmichaellange.com. So drmichaellange.com. That also takes you to our nutritional websites, some blogs that Doc Hall and I have written on nutrition and anti-aging. The phone number for the Lange Institute is 352-753-4014. That's 352-753-4014. Let me give you the phone number one more time for Fortifeye Vitamins, then we're going to take the next call. Fortifeye Vitamin phone number, 866-503-9746. That's 866-503-9746. Remember, Fortifeye Nutrition Center is open Monday through Saturday, right there on Bayside Bridge Plaza, McMullen Booth Road in Clearwater, Florida. There's a public shopping center right there. You can't miss it. We got a vitamin shop. We've got just about everything under the sun there that you need. Remember, the Praline Crunch is on sale right now. You buy 3 bags for $15. You get a third one for free. So Praline Crunch, Paleo Simplified Praline Crunch, 4 for $15 on the website at fortifeye.com or the Lange Nutrition Center, the Lange Eye Institute, or the Fortifeye Nutrition Center. All right, let's go to Richard at Newport Richie. Richard, thanks for holding. Good morning.
Got several challenges for the magic Dr. Lange. One is in order to mitigate effects of radiation from CT, X-rays, etc., is there something you might do?
Wow. Yeah, that's a great question from a nutritional standpoint. There absolutely are. And that's going to be a whole radio show. We're running out of time. The whole idea behind this is to minimize this radiation. So minimize how much you got to have your teeth read, the CAT scans, all of these things. I mean, they're overly prescribed. Now, obviously, oftentimes you need to have this done. But, not only radiation from that, but EMF radiation, ELF radiation. Even worse than going in and having an X-ray is probably, believe it or not, your cell phone, the iPad that you put right on your lap, your laptop you put on your lap, even electric cars, all right? Even the radio when you turn on. It's interesting. I was reading an article the other day, and they said that you'll have less EMF or less ELF radiation by putting your speakers in the back instead of in the front and the back. This isn't a regular gas-operated car. I don't know how true all this is. We should have Steve chime in because Steve's probably an expert in this. But if you shoot me an email, Richard, at idude92 at idude92 so EYEDUDE 92 at iCloud.com, the letter I, then I can send you a lot of information. I got time to sit there and I can tell you what foods to eat, what herbs to take that can help mitigate some of these toxic effects, okay? And some other things that can be done. I mean, that literally is a whole show, okay?
Great. I wonder if the theory that people over 50 do not absorb or cannot digest protein because of lack of stomach acid.
No,
if that is true.
That's crazy. That's excuse my French, but that's a bunch of BS, okay? So maybe when you're 99, it's a little bit different, but you have plenty of hydrochloric acid at 50. You have plenty of good probiotics and enzymes. Now, all that starts to drop, just like collagen starts to drop around 50. So supplementing with things like enzymes and probiotics and collagen, those are all very important. I'm very apprehensive about recommending.
Can they be absorbed from the supplements, HAS and collagen?
Absolutely, absolutely. And we've done bioavailability absorption studies at the Lange Institute over the years showing that even tableted vitamins and tablets that aren't in gel caps and not in liquid and powder do absorb into a cellular level. But it all depends on how it's developed. Certain tablets are very compacted and may not break down. And everybody's different, Richard. So depending on each individual, if you're on lots of medications that can interfere with the microbiome in your gut, many medications can destroy the natural microbiome, the flora, the good bacteria. It can reduce the hydrochloric acid production. Then you might not absorb things well. And so, but just to say at age 50, it's bad. You absorb until you have, 1 foot and 2 feet in the grave. But we can help that. We can make it easier and make you absorb things better as we age. And that's what this whole show is about.
By taking HCl in a tablet might also help.
Yeah, you got to be careful with taking HCl because if you take too much, it can really cause some gastric problems. So I don't usually recommend taking any HCl unless it's recommended by your physician. Enzymes or probiotics are a different story, but HCl can be very dangerous if you take too much of it, okay? So if you take a little bit, you're going to be fine. If you have a good diet consistent with the Lange survival diet, then you're not going to have all of these foods that contain lectins and phytic acid and protease inhibitors and FODMAPs that cause absorption problems and cause digestion problems. So look at the Lange survival diet. I created it purposely so you don't have absorption issues. It has some fermented food in it also that helps with the absorption. And if we would just change our diets, adjust our diets, do a total overhaul, and look at the Lange survival diet. I'm not saying just eat the foods on that, but that's a good starting point, and that gives you a good blueprint of promoting overall health until you have 2 feet in the grave.
Even absorbing glucosamine and chondroitin on tablets?
Yeah, absolutely. Glucosamine and chondroitin, if you have osteoarthritis, is a good way to help alleviate pain, as long as you don't have a shellfish allergy. Okay, most of that or much of that is derived from shellfish. So people with shellfish allergies should probably stay away from glucosamine and chondroitin. But yeah, it can be in tablet. It does not have to be in a gel cap or a capsule. If tablets today, many tablets today are what we call USP certified, and that ensures that they do break down in the digestive system. You just don't poop them out like in the olden days. In the olden days, tablets were rock hard, and you could just poop them out.
Good. Also heard this morning about cocoa via being excellent for memory or brain. I don't know what it is.
Cocoa via, and I don't know. It sounds like it might be some form of coconut oil or coconut medium chain triglycerides and lauric acid. And Viva sounds like some sort of wine extract, maybe resveratrol. Who knows? But yes, for a brain, coconut oil, curcumin, all right, is very good. Omega-3, like we talked about, Fortifeye Super Omega-3. Those are 3 things that I recommend. I talked about a product last week made by Douglas Laboratories called Optimized Curcumin with neurophenols, and we sold out that day. We got it back in now, but Optimized Curcumin with neurophenols is really pretty good. The whole idea behind this, it has nutrients that are good at reducing plaque in the brain, helping to reduce dementia, helping to reduce inflammatory tangles in the brain and the entire body. So, but coconut oil, curcumin, and omega-3 is kind of a triple whammy fighting against neurodegenerative disorders. Well, the music's on. Thank you. Thanks, Richard. Doc Hall, you still there?
I'm still here, my friend. Take care of yourself, take care of others, and we hope to see you next week. Thanks for being with us today. We appreciate you, and we know without you, we wouldn't exist. Until next week, take care. God bless.
Thanks, Doc. Yes, and remember, everybody, check out that wellness bundle I was talking about. It's on the Fortifeye website. Wellness Stacking Bundle has the omega-3 and the organic blue-green superfood at fortifeye.com. Fortifeye.com. Wellness Stacking Bundle. Check it out. I'll be at the Fortifeye Nutrition Center today. Remember, about 11:30, I'll get there. I'll stay for an hour, maybe 2 hours, depending on the crowd. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day. God bless you, and God bless America. All right, let me unplug all that. That's a wrap, boys and girls. Hope you enjoyed the show. See ya. All right, so we're ending Restream. All right, now we're ending that Facebook, Periscope, Instagram, and now. And we're going to end this Facebook. Bye-bye.
Is there something you might do? Wow.